Welcome to Curiosity Uncovered. This program gives us the chance to dive into all the intriguing questions that we have here at the Science Center and share them with you. So today we're going to be uncovering the science behind brumation. This is a fascinating survival strategy used by a lot of animals, and it's a biological process that many reptiles experience during the cooler months and is often compared to hibernation, but is unique to reptiles and amphibians. It's a state of dormancy that is usually triggered by changes in temperature, light cycles, and food availability in their natural environment. And this adaptation helps reptiles survive periods when conditions aren't ideal for activity, feeding, or reproduction. Unlike mammals in hibernation, though, reptiles experiencing brumation don't go into a deep sleep. Instead, their metabolism slows significantly, conserving energy while they remain semi-conscious. Their metabolic slowdown is a response to their cooler temperatures and decreased daylight hours of fall and winter. Their heart rate, respiratory rate, and overall activity will drop, which reduces the amount of energy they need to survive. Suspended animation is usually the phrase that refers to this. In fact, there are theories suggesting that these long periods of inactivity may actually lengthen their lifespan. So what does this look like in some of our pet reptiles? Here we have Nina. You might notice that they stop eating or reduce their food intake, and this is because digestion is inefficient at lower temperatures. So keep in mind that because your animals are in captivity does not mean that they do not receive subtle cues from the outside world. Reptiles will begin showing signs of a winter slowdown, regardless of what environmental conditions you provide, and even the slightest cue can trigger this natural instinct. So they may sleep for a long period of time, hide more often, and also become less interested in interacting with you, as you can tell with Nina here. These behaviors are considered perfectly normal during brumation, but it's important to monitor them closely and keep them hydrated. Even though their metabolic needs decrease, reptiles still need to stay hydrated. Their cells, like all living organisms, rely on water for basic functions, so providing them with water or offering them an occasional soak can be very helpful. Temperature management is also very important during this time, so even though they slow down, they are still ectothermic, which means that they heavily rely on their environment to cool them down or warm them up. So it's important to make sure they're still getting their daily warmth and avoid letting them get too cold. Also important to remember that not all reptiles experience brumation in the same way. For example, temperate species like our bearded dragons and red-eared sliders are more likely to brumate, while tropical species like iguanas may not because their environments are warm year-round. However, in captivity, brumation is not always a necessary behavior, so don't be alarmed if your reptile is not brumating. Brumation will also play a huge role in reproductive cycles for some reptiles. So in the wild, it will help to synchronize breeding seasons, ensuring that offspring are born when conditions are most favorable. So by understanding the science behind brumation, we can better support our reptiles during this time. Let's get Nina over here so she doesn't fall. Monitoring their weight, hydration, and habitat conditions ensures they remain healthy and safe. Thanks for learning with me today, and don't forget to stay curious.